Hey, there he
What's up
is.
with it? What's up with it? This is Shay Dimes, and this is my boy.
Giannis.
Welcome to another episode of Leave It on the Court, where we talk basketball, everything basketball. But first of all, special shout out to the little bro. He just made 38 on
38 special.
You know what I'm saying? So, we already had our little birthday pleasantries, but since this is the first episode or the episode after his birthday, we had to give, some love to the little bro. So happy birthday,
Appreciate
dog.
appreciate you, big bro. Thank you. My wife made sure my birthday was extra special. So, man, I couldn't be happier, man.
What's happening? That's what's happening. So today's episode, we're going to talk about the elite teams who we think are really elite. Are they elite in the sense of, you know what I'm saying? Are they team really complete as we think they are? We picked a couple of teams that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Draymond, his return, whether it's going to be good or bad for the Warriors and how it's going to look. And we're also going to talk about Morant's shoulder injury
Yes, indeed.
and see how that works out for the team. And we might squeeze in another subject later, but other than that, let's pop off with this Draymond Green situation. What we looking like?
Yeah, big dog. So, Draymond Green is set to return any game now on this four-game road trip for the Warriors. Currently, we got the win against Chicago. We're currently playing the Milwaukee Bucks right now, and that will leave two games left. So Draymond's set to return one of these games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we're trying to figure out, is that loss to the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans, was that the straw that broke the camel's back? Are we at a crossroads right now to where we're either going all in on the big three, and when I say the big three, I mean Steph, Clay, and Dre, or is it time to ship everybody out except Steph and try to build around him? Um, in your opinion, well, okay, let me give you this. Kendrick Perkins said that it's over with. That the dynasty is over. We're never going to win another title. We're done. We're finished with as currently constructed. Do you agree with Kendrick Perkins?
Well, we've had conversation before. I think before I said I think that it was done. I think that the run is over. Unfortunately, they're kind of stuck where they are right now because between the two players that they have no trade value. So they're kind of like stuck in the rock and the hard place because if you keep them, do you want to risk the embarrassment of them going down the drain in front of everybody? And if you don't, um, can you get the type of trade assets that you need to actually make the team better now and in the future to help Steph grow? Um, my thing is, I honestly, okay, it's over. But if we're gonna talk saving this season, if they can make a trade, some type of trade, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately involving Kaminga or something like that, with
Right.
a players, some role players or something like that that can like just regalvanize the team, like in some key spots. Losing Chris Paul was big. Um, it's just like I said, they ain't a rock in a hard place. I think the dynasties. Oh, I see. My thing with it being so early in the season, it's hard to call something over with because sometimes older players tend to get better as the season progresses. We haven't even hit All-Star break, and we're talking about possibly ending a dynasty. Also, they haven't fully been in full strength all season.
All
Saying
season. Mhm.
to do injuries and Draymond's antics. So it's a combination of things. It's like of that they need to get over in order to try to see if they can even make a run. Can we get all three of them on the court at the same time for a significant amount of time to see if that's really the case? Because I feel like until then, we can't call it over or not until we actually see them play together. Like, we've seen them in small portions. In some instances, it was good, and in some instances, it was bad. But I think when they were all together, it was more good than negative. So we gotta just get them all on the court at the same time. But so far as them winning championships, the way it's looking right now, is a wrap. It's a wrap. What do you
It
think?
does look really dim right now. Except for last night when we got that win over
Mm-hmm.
Chicago. They played their ass off everybody. Steph started the game shaky and ended up hitting 15 points in the fourth quarter. Klay Thompson was flamethrower dude all game. Uh, we actually put Andrew Wiggins with Jonathan Kuminga out there for a significant amount of time, and for once they actually played well together, really well. And I believe it's because Andrew Wiggins was being more passive on his shot, letting the young fella cook. And Kuminga, um, the last time we seen our team fully healthy and together with Chris Paul and Dre and everything was at the start of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and we started the season 6-2. We just busting
And
ass.
that's
We just busting ass.
so
Um,
if we
Go
can get
ahead.
a heavy dose of that, if we can just get maybe a good month of that, you know, and see if everybody being on the court at the same time, and with players having the opportunity to get better while players is out, when they all come back together, can they coexist? You know,
Right, right. So for those of you who don't know, Chris Paul, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken hand. It's not his shooting hand; it's his broken left hand.
his hand
GP2 out. What's up?
his hands is brittle. That boy forever messing stuff, tearing the ligament and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah, boy.
he's brittle. He's a brittle guy. He's very shaky on the injuries, but if when he's on the floor, our bench unit was one of the top in the NBA. GP2, he's out with a calf strain. Draymond, like I said, he's on his way back within one of these games. How do you feel? Okay, do you think once Dre come back, can he save the season? Can he save the Warriors from making any like significant move, any crazy move from breaking up the band once he come back within his next
I don't
game
think
or the game
he's the type
after?
of player. I don't think he's the type of player that can come back and um, win games for you in the sense of like taking over or something like that.
He's not.
Um, I think they're stuck regardless. They're not going to be able to bust a move regardless because of how their roster is constructed, unless they really want to get rid of their future. Speaking of with Kaminga and the rest of the youngsters, so he has no choice. I
Look,
hate to see players waste talent like this due to antics. Like if it was like serious things in your life or something, like if he was doing this because he had personal problems and stuff like that, but he has a great life. So you coming on court being angry like this is just like so pointless. And you can be a bully without being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Towards the refs and everything. And the crazy part, if he was more cool about it, he would get away with more stuff. But G does stupid stuff and he a butthead. So you can't really have it both ways. You know what I mean? So now it's like even the smallest like push offs and stuff like that is going to be treated different because of the player. So him even just trying to play regular basketball and just playing hard, it's going to be looked upon differently. So like I said, it would be hard for him to be the key to win because in order for him to play like he plays, he got to play aggressively, and he done pretty much tied his hand behind the back with that.
I watched Draymond Green's first podcast since resigning.
Are we
Um,
returning? You mean?
no, he landed a new contract on his YouTube podcast, the Draymond Green Show, with I can't remember their name. And after landing that contract and being reinstated, he gave his first interview, and he talked about how very little the public knows him. And he was like, well, let me let y'all in. So he started talking about his personal life on his latest podcast. And it was very insightful, very insightful. But he was talking about some of the problems he was having going through and rejecting help and understanding. And because he was rejecting that help, the burden that was placed on him. So he was talking about opening up to receiving help on some of the issues that was going on in his personal life, and kind of giving an insight on him and Coach Kerr relationship and how close they are and how similar they are. And he was talking about giving up some of the antics and how he was making excuses for it at first, but now more so understanding that he doesn't need them to be the player he is. So he was like, he's not going to make a complete 180 immediately. Like, these things take time. He was like, I just can't change exactly who I am within 2 or 3 weeks, but he has a better understanding of what he's been doing and 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 using that to basically help him turn around. So I look forward to seeing who he is as a player once he come back, actually like getting away from some of his antics. I if if he has a better understanding of who he is and what he's doing to hurt the team, if Draymond can stay on the floor for the rest of the season, if he can show that we can win, if we can run off 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, or we can lose one and bounce back 3, 4, 5 games in a row before the trade deadline on February 8th, I think you keep the band together. I don't think you make any major moves because we hadn't seen what this team could really, really be, except for at the beginning of the season, and we were winning. So, yeah, watching that podcast was very, very insightful, man. And I'd suggest you all out there to do the same. It seeing his relationship and hearing about his relationship was actually kind of touching with Coach Kerr and his brothers and Steph and Clay. He talked a lot about being there from the beginning and what this time has been like in this season, and not making excuses for some of the things he did, and apologizing to not only Yusuf Nurkic and Rudy Gobert, but to his brothers in the locker room, to Coach Kerr, to the organization, and to the Bay Area. So shout out to Draymond, man. It was entertaining.
All that, but it shouldn't take you getting suspended to see that, because I'm sure these conversations were had before then. But that's neither here nor there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Every hindsight and everything is a mug. You know what I'm saying? I
He
want to just say that.
he was talking about how he also, just real quick, he had mentioned about it during this off time. He he said he was talking about it at first, early on, but he went ahead and accepted it. He actually went and got a therapist, and he was just talking about being afraid to get a therapist because of the things that may come out. But he said it's been super helpful. So shout out to Dre, man. But moving on, man. Kawhi Leonard got an extension.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's also something we wanted to talk about
Yeah,
too. Yeah, the Kawhi Leonard,
Kawhi
man.
Leonard signed an extension of 3 years, 153 million.
Uh,
How do you think Coach Lue was feeling about that extension? Like, what do you? Because it got broke on Twitter per Woj that
well, From what I get from their relationship, he seems to like Kawhi. So this might be a relief. This also takes pressure off of him so far as players tend to push when they're playing for a contract. Sometimes that kind of stuff can cause injuries and those type of things. So like having that out the way is always a good thing. Now he can just focus on basketball, playing basketball, and the low, Kawhi is killing when he's healthy. He's like damn near the best player in the league, like so far as numbers say.
Right.
So I'm not surprised by the extension. Um, what I am surprised is how well they're playing together
Yeah, G.
at this
Yeah,
at
G.
this point of the season, and how Westbrook has really bought into his position as the sixth man off the bench. So once again, Kawhi signing that extension just takes a lot of pressure off the other players, them asking questions, reporters asking questions about, is Kawhi going to be resigned? Do you feel he's going to be resigned? Do you feel he's going to leave? Do you feel they're going to trade him before they move? Blah, blah, blah. So it took a lot of pressure off them so far as that. So now they can focus on basketball. The extension itself, you know how I am about Kawhi. I'm not a big Kawhi fan in the sense of him playing basketball at a consistent rate. That's one of my main pet peeves with Kawhi. But as a player on the court, I love him though. As a basketball player, that dude he's the truth. Like he'd improve it
Yeah.
on several occasions. That he the man. But what made you want to talk about it?
Because I wonder, and it makes me wonder, does James Harden kind of give up this notion about signing a max? Because even though that's 3 years, 153 million, that's not a max contract. It's a lot of money, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not a max contract. The reason, well, part of the reason why James Harden left Philly was
He was seeking a max.
he was seeking a max. He said he got promised a max, and they like reneged. He felt betrayed. Now going to the Clippers, and your number one player didn't sign a max contract. Like, is he in his head like still gung ho? Like, okay, I still want my max, or am I just happy here and I'm just going to resign with the money they offer me? Do you think he resigns to the Clippers
I mean,
if it's
I
not a
mean,
max?
I feel like he resigns if the season goes well and the contract is reasonable. If the season ends up failing, especially if he ends up being the scapegoat on how the season ends up, he's not going to resign again. You know what I'm saying? He's going to try to go find that money. But if they ended up doing good in the playoffs, maybe going deep, he might find it in his heart to try and take a little bit less again, because at this point he ain't got no choice. Ain't nobody gonna sign that boy to no max, man. You need to let it go. Let it go, dog. Nobody gonna
Yeah,
sign you to no max, man. That's over with. That's over with. You need to take that good 100, and that 100 million they might throw at you, that 80 for 2 years, something like that, and just and hope you don't get put in that Westbrook tax bracket or whatever, that good 3 million damn near veteran exception shit. You better take whatever you can get, Playboy.
so
Especially when you're especially when the biggest dude on the team is only taking 153 for 3 years. That's basically, like you said, that's basically nothing. You really
right.
think if we not signing Kawhi to 200 million, you think you getting 200 million?
I I'll say this now, with because Paul George, because Kawhi, because James Harden, they're all from the LA area. Like, as long as they like playing with each other, I think I do think James Harden does take less money to stay in LA. It it was kind of on the ropes on what was going to happen with the LA Clippers in the future, because Tyloo looking for a new contract, Kawhi looking for a new contract, Paul George, James Harden. Now that Kawhi Leonard has taken the first step and signed a contract, I think it's easier to resign everybody else. And I know Ty Lue got to be looking at Spo getting his contract, the 120 million over in Miami. I know he got to be smiling because I know he's going to use that as a negotiation tactic on his new contract moving forward. So everybody, like at least the major pieces over in LA, has an opportunity to sign and get more money. And I'm wondering how Spo feel about like one seeing that 120 million that Spo got and seeing the contract Kawhi Leonard got. I think it makes his life easier.
Yeah, yeah, it does. I mean, but
Takes pressure off too.
yeah, but that's, I mean, anytime you can have that, it's going to help the team. So, like I said, with this signing, it takes a lot of pressure off. I like the little headline they put with the Spo contract on how they waited till his divorce was final so they can give him his big contract.
City boys up. City boys
Let's
up.
go.
City
Let's
boys up
go.
120.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the Miami Heat organization.
Yeah, for even considering that. Like, you feel me? No, just 'cause we got you. Just, you know, just let us know. Boom. It would have been funny if it was like the next day, like,
Oh man, that's what's up.
I've been rolling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you wasn't
Okay.
with me coaching in the gym.
Yeah.
So talk's been going on all season with Paul George and him and his contract. I'm wondering to seeing Kawhi get his money. Does that place an urgency on Paul George to go ahead and resign? Like, do they match contracts? Like, as far as like years are concerned, it. I think all
I
this stuff
think
is
Paul
going to.
got a higher value though, because Paul been balling this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? He might actually have a good chance of going to get some money from somewhere. If the Clippers ain't trying to give him, you know, that real good deal, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Paul Paul been balling. You know what I'm
You think Paul
saying?
value higher than Kawhi Leonard's?
Well, he's already signed, so he's null and void.
Will Paul George get a bigger contract than Kawhi Leonard?
Somewhere else?
No,
No,
I'm talking about in LA.
no. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Okay, my bad, my bad.
If he's not restricted, right?
Right,
If he's not restricted, and he can become an unrestricted free agent, right? And that means he
right.
can sign to other teams, right?
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
He has a chance to get more money on the market by the way he's been playing this season than Kawhi did.
Golden State, Golden State. Uh,
Yeah,
shout out
but
to
he would
PG.
know. But he would have to go to a scrub team to see that type of money. It wouldn't be like a elite team, like, you know what I'm saying. It would have to be a team that's not really playing for a finals for him to get that. Like I think the way he's playing this year, he's good for that last big deal. Like, you know what I'm saying, like a Charlotte Hornets or something like that. Unless the Warriors did give up on the big three, then yeah, you know, Warriors. You feel
And Warriors.
me? Because
That
him and Steph would be, yeah.
be nice. It'd be nice.
If they can, well, no, because Clay won his max. If they can keep Clay, get rid of Wiggins and replace Wiggins with Paul, might have a little better team. But
I don't, I don't think Clay won a max. It was just disrespectful to offer him 24 million a year. I think I
not after
think he won more than that.
not after what he been doing as of late. Not really.
I will. Okay, my Warriors got blown out against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
However, in that game, Klay Thompson hit like 8 3-pointers, 9 3-pointers. He was the only one balling. These past
Mm-hmm.
15 games, he been on fire. So it ain't been him.
Mm-hmm.
Steph.
I'm not talking about just these pockets of games. We're talking about overall. and him being the dual threat that he was, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
those that's what I mean, the overall play. So
But I mean, back to these Clippers. If let's say Clippers get eliminated first round,
mhm.
do you see James Harden resigning there?
No,
All right.
no,
Is
no.
it a failure for them if they don't make it at least to the championship?
Yes,
Agreed. Yeah, yeah.
yes,
This project of Kawhi and Paul George, what they've been together now 4 5 years.
yeah.
They're supposed to be competing for a title all every year since they signed
And
together.
they not gonna get no better than what they are right now. So this is the best constructed team so far from what they got from the last couple of years. They're not going to be able to make no real trade or nothing that's going to change, that's going to push the needle.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Unless they just do some stupid blockbuster like Westbrook and Paul George for like Zion or some crazy, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But or Brandon or some crazy type trade. You feel me?
right, right.
So so other than that, this is it. This is it. I'm Michael.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is your
Currently,
chance. Yeah.
currently they're fourth in the Wild Wild West. Man, they 25-13.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 games behind the first place team in Minnesota Timberwolves. They
Mm-hmm.
and they had if we recall, they had a rocky start when they first acquired James Harden, and they was trying to start off forward with Westbrook and James and Paul and Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Russ
Westbrook,
retired, I'm gonna go ahead and sit myself on the bench.
they been on the road.
They've been on
And
a roll, so
I told you that boy Terrence Mann, man, when we was talking about
mhm.
it, and I was like, they should let man start. Man, I was like, man, they need a hustle man. A hustle man
Man,
on the court, like
uh,
a dude that's just gone. Because though none of them play defense, not even Kawhi too much no more. He's getting a little better, but they need that dude that's like, I got him, and he young, he got energy. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that's a good thing, and he can shoot when he open, and he'll dunk on you if you turn your back. So he a good little fit, and I like his height. I like his size. He's like that in between guard, like a Shea Gilgers, like you know what I'm saying,
That
six
you ain't
four,
right,
six
right,
five,
right.
long, tall. You know what I'm saying? So he's good counterpart to James Harden. And that gives James Harden the free realm to play the lanes because that's where he best at on defense is playing the lanes. You know,
It's,
getting them poke out picks.
speaking of like some of these, the Clippers and the Timberwolves and whatnot, these elite teams.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, okay. I'm gonna let you break down what you feel like an elite team is,
Mm-hmm.
and are they there yet?
Mm-hmm.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
They're they're I wouldn't consider them a elite team. And what I would define an elite team is a team that you would have to worry about on both sides of the court. They can come down and score a basket, and they can stop you. And Milwaukee has yet to get to that point yet. I think they probably have maybe the third or fourth worst defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? But they're a high power offense. But when you start getting into these playoff games where you're not scoring a lot of points and it's ugly and it's rugged and stuff like that, and it's about stops, those games are the games that they're going to have trouble winning. So I wouldn't call them an elite team yet. And I have brought up this subject because I heard Charles and Shaq have this conversation, pretty much like a little debate on
Uh-huh.
about Milwaukee and them being a elite team. And Shaq was saying, "I'd rather them go through the pains right now, early in the season, and then get better later." And Charles said, "Is that bad habits are forming." So if you have these same bad habits at the beginning of the season, but you're winning, you think you getting away with it. So you'll carry them same bad habits over to the playoffs, where those bad habits ain't gonna work no more because now you got a team that's focused on you for 7 games. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So they can pick out those bad habits. So I'm more on the Charles Barkley side. I feel like their defense is going to be their detriment. So I don't think they've made elite team status yet.
I agree with you. Even though they're doing really well in the standings, I think one thing they can do to change their uh, their outlook is to bring Mike Beasley off the bench and start what's his name, Pat Connaughton.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have too much pride. Like as far as I want to look good, I want to score points. I think they need one guy out there who don't care, who
Hustle man.
just a hustle man. I
Yeah.
just want to, like you was talking about Terrence Mann.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to stop somebody. I just want to get a rebound. I just want to make winning plays that don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have to do with scoring a basketball. I want
Mm-hmm.
to set a proper screen. I want to hustle back on defense. I want to dive on loose balls, pause, and I want to like do the things necessary to win, the dirty work.
Yeah.
Having Dame and having Mike Beasley in your backcourt, like yeah, they're going to shoot well. But what about the other end?
The underlay defense they be
The
playing. You know what I'm saying?
low defense, bro.
Dude said pause. I
So
know, brother, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I would I would make a just a and I think that slight change to their starting lineup will really, really, really improve the Milwaukee Buck defense. So
Okay.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Um, I think they're an elite team, man. I think they hang their hat on their defense. And when you got a tree back there, hustle man. Once again, the thing that we've been talking about, and it's a perfect example, just like Terrence Mann of what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're they're a team that you have to worry about offensively. You can't just go to the basketball on them because they got two trees back there, and they got a star
Mhm.
who love to play basketball. Anthony Edwards love to play basketball,
I like
and he love to
that.
play both ends of the court. So anytime your best player likes to do everything, that's a scary team. So I would consider them an elite team because they got a hustle man. And they got a different kind. They got a hustle man who's been defensive player of the year, defensive player of the year twice or something like that. So
Right.
you ain't just coming to the basket, even if he ain't playing the most tremendous defense so far 1-on-1 with his man. Them guards and stuff, you're looking over your shoulder. You're looking around like, where's this dude at? Like, you know what I mean? So I would consider them an elite team at this point in the season. We'll see how it's progressing. But for them to start off the way they did and then just go up and then they just going up. They're just going up. They're just getting confidence in each other and stuff like that. Everybody is comfortable in their role. I think that was the issue they had before. Like Kat and Anthony were kind of like struggling for who's the man. I
Right.
think Kat them finally understood like, okay, Young's still the man. Like, you know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
I'm still gonna be Cat, but Youngster, you got it. You know what I mean? And that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? For people that don't know, to have somebody give you the reins and you're not worried about if you're stepping on toes and stuff like that. That's how you get Anthony Edwards and stuff when you got another star on the team.
Right.
So yeah,
So yeah, establishing a
yeah,
pecking order
a
when it comes to
hierarchy.
your team.
Yeah,
Yeah, a hierarchy when
yeah,
it comes to your team. It can really throw a monkey wrench in things when you got two guys pecking for that leadership position. And so yeah, you're right. I do think the Minnesota Timberwolves are elite. It's nothing they don't have. They got a prolific scorer. They
They
shoot the
got a
three ball
point
well.
guard. They got a point guard that's a
They got
leader.
a pass first point guard, Mike Conley. Yeah, Rudy Gobert is not letting nothing get in that basket if you're coming to the paint. And Karl Anthony Towns ain't bad on defense either. And
Mm-hmm.
it was really cool for Gobert to say, okay, look, I'm here now. Cat, you go ahead and be the player you want to be. Shoot those threes. Bring
Yeah.
down on defense. I got the paint sold up. You go ahead and be who
Yeah.
you want to be.
Yeah.
Play the four. So
Yeah.
I agree. They got a elite defender as well. So back to the Eastern Conference. Uh, Boston Celtics.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Is it though?
I I I'll give them a lead. I'll give them a lead because even though they've had some slippity blips as of late, you know what I'm saying, some bad wins, they've had some really big losses and made some teams look really dusted and disgusted. And it was mostly because of defense. My thing about this particular subject matter is the defense. It's if you can come down and get a bucket and stop somebody, because in the playoffs, that's what it's about. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So once again, we're talking about developing habits, good or bad. This is what you do. This now you establish what type of team you are. This is the time where you establish what type of team you are.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to All-Star break, after that, now it's killing season. You know what I mean? It's time to just, you know who we are. Everybody knows who we are. Y'all know what's coming, but it don't matter.
But it don't matter. Right. Right.
It don't matter because you can't stop it. And, we going to stop y'all. Jason Tatum is playing like the person that I've been talking about in other episodes that I've been needing to see.
Okay.
Once again, we got to see it in the playoffs. So since it's early in the season, we just gonna stick with that. He's playing like the dude that we want to see. I'm still kind of on the fence with Jaylen Brown. I think that they have a good team, a complete team, so that hides a lot of Jalen's faults. So him becoming a passer and stuff in a way is kind of like and they're letting that go and letting that be a thing. It's kind of a way of letting him ingratiate himself into this contract and learning how to be the star. But everybody know, any real baller know, like, dude should be averaging like 35 points. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it a buck. You're getting paid $300 million. Jason Tatum should be he should just be the guy there. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So, yeah, I like Boston as an elite team. What you think?
They got they got everything. They got defenders in Drew Holiday and Tatum and Brown. They long, they big, but I don't think they elite.
Pause. Go ahead.
Ah, help, bro. Help me. I don't think they're an elite
Whoa!
team. I
You
don't think they're an
stupid.
elite team.
He took his pack out on. He said, Paul.
Bruh, what what is this
Oh,
world coming
shit.
to, bro? Like,
Yeah. He said the dudes are diving on loose balls earlier. You missed that one, pack. You missed.
nah. These pause moments, man.
No,
No,
we
I
don't do
do
that,
not
man. We
think.
from the Bay, man. That's the East Coast crap, man. You know what we mean, man. It ain't like that.
I don't think the Boston Celtics are an elite team.
You don't?
No. The
Okay.
only reason why I'm saying that is because of the inconsistencies of Kristaps Porzingis. He in and out the lineup. That's a problem. That's a problem. Um, if Kristaps can stay healthy, they the Boston Celtics play their ass off. I don't know if that's a pause moment, but we're gonna say
No, we ain't doing that. I just had to give you a hard time on that. You come on, you go
um,
ahead, talk. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Kristaps Porzingis, because he's in and out of the lineup, it creates a chemistry problem because when Kristaps is there, Jaylen Brown kind of makes sure that Kristaps is getting off his jump shot and he's finding more cuts and whatnot. And when Kristaps is out, Jaylen Brown gets more aggressive on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
He has a history of being injured. When dude is on the team, and when he's playing, they're an elite team. When he's not, it's like I don't know. So him being in and out the lineup is the only reason why I'm not calling him elite. Um, back to the West, Oklahoma City. Do you think they're an elite
Okay.
team?
Yes. I'm calling. I'm
Yes.
calling it. Yes. Yes. I think they're the most scariest young team in the West. Outside, well, I guess outside of Minnesota, I guess they're fairly young. But to me, they're the most complete team on the West Coast. To me,
Ooh. Okay.
if you think, well, I mean, okay, no, maybe Denver, maybe Denver,
Okay.
maybe Denver,
Good
maybe Denver.
catch.
But Jamal be hurt a lot though. You know what I'm saying? Jamal be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I give it to Denver, but they're definitely. I think they're like they probably my new dark horse, the team that you got to worry about, the team that you don't want to play first round if you're an elite team, if you're the top team. They're definitely not somebody that's going to be easy out. They love playing defense. They like to depend on their player when it's time to depend on their players. Chet is a machine. If he stay on the court, that dude is a machine. He blocks shots, he grabs rebounds, he can score. He's not afraid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? That was the one thing that I was gonna be worried about, Chet, and everybody was talking about his size and how
Yeah.
small he is and stuff like that. I thought he was gonna be timid. That boy ain't scared of nobody, and it seems like the better the center that he plays, the more hyped he gets up. Like he shows up when he's playing like the Wimbies. He's going for his 25, 30. And you know how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? You know how I
Yeah.
feel about that. Anytime a player is not is licking his chops instead of, you feel me, like, oh God, I gotta play whatchamacallit tonight. Da, da, da. And instead he like, oh yeah. I'm gonna be on TV tonight. Let's go. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I love that. So Chet reminds me of one of them dudes that's like, so I like they swag. I like Shea Gilger's game. I like Joe's game. I like their squad, man. So yeah, I'm giving them an elite. I know a lot of people might not agree with me because they're so young, but like I said, we playing early in the season, and they that good this early. That only means they can go up from here. So by the time the playoffs come around, I figured that, yeah, I think they're gonna be an elite team, especially with the fall off of the Lakers and the fall off of the Warriors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Me and you called this at when we first started this Leave It on the Court stuff, how scary Oklahoma City was going to be
Mm-hmm.
at the during this season. And the crazy part is, not only are they elite now, they're going to be elite
A
for
minute.
a
Unless
minute
somebody
because
gets the ego. Let's hopefully nobody gets egos, because it's gonna be hard. Because a lot of these dudes gonna be commanding money. You know,
even if somebody get an ego and get a
they
big
got
brain
draft
and want to
picks,
get paid, they still got
draft
14
picks.
first round draft picks over the next
Mm,
3 to 5 years. It's crazy. Shout out to the
yeah,
AG Grill, man. So
yeah.
I was saying that Chet, as long as they got Chet and he can stay healthy, because that was my only concern with him and his frail limbs was, can he stay on the court? And if he stay on the court, they was going to be elite. And so
Boom.
so we have it. Boom. They 26-11. They second in the West.
Mm,
What I didn't see was Jalen Williams being the kind of player he is.
I don't know how
Dude,
you didn't see that. That dude was balling that in the playoffs. He was killing.
because
Both
I thought when
of the
Chet came
Williams.
along,
Both of the
both of
Williams.
the Williams, but when Chet came along, I've kind of figured he was going to command more of the offense. And Josh Giddey, I thought he was going to command more of the offense, but no,
Yeah.
dude came.
No, he the dog.
Uh,
He the dog. He the dude that's in there in every
hey,
place like, yeah,
yeah,
we here. We here. He
yeah,
that
with
dude.
the
You know
claps
what I'm saying?
and shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He that
Hey,
dude. You know
they
what I'm saying?
tall, man. They
Lanky,
tall, they wiry, and
fast,
they
intelligent.
they and
Yeah.
they shortest dude is built like a linebacker. Like
Yeah.
Ford, man, that he looked like he played
Yeah.
football. And
Yeah.
all he
That's
want to do
why
is
I
play
said,
defense.
but that's why I was almost saying like complete team because of the fact they got a player for each position. They got players who can play multiple positions from two to four, and actually play strong in every position from those
Yeah, G.
positions,
Yeah,
and they're
G.
a threat. And so that's what I mean when I say complete team. Like everybody on the Nuggets team play their position. That's the position that they're gonna play for the most part. But Oklahoma, from point guard up, they can all play all four positions. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like Giddey can move to a small forward. Shea can move to shooting guard, small forward. Both of the small forwards that they got, the Williamsons, they all can play power forward and sometimes center. So that makes a lethal team because when you start putting 6'9" dudes that can actually stop your center and bust your ass on the other end, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This is what the future of basketball look like, man. You got five guys on the court who can all pass, dribble, and shoot.
Yeah.
It makes it hell when you got that much space out there. So,
And like you say,
um,
they young with the draft picks. That's a deadly combination. Like you know what I'm saying? Because uh, uh, like you say, it's going to be hard for them to, and if the hard for them to fall off, and if the general manager is picking picks the way he is and finding these diamonds in the rough, like you say, they still just gonna pick up from where they left off and pick another dude and pick another dude. And then not only that, they're so good that you're attracting people who normally wouldn't want to come to Oklahoma City. You might can make a trade and get some of the first round picks and get you a big dude that's going boom, put you over the hump that you can
yeah.
put right next to Shea. So yeah,
And
they scary.
and shout out to Shea for being a early MVP candidate. He playing that well, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, definitely elite. Definitely elite.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Ah,
Elite or not
man.
elite? Elite or
Not
not elite?
not elite. Ah,
Why
I'm
it sound
gonna
like
say it
it hurt you to say that?
because Embiid is a freaking monster, man.
A
He will
monster.
he is Godzilla. Like, like keep it real. It makes me uncomfortable. You see, I'm moving around to even have to say this, but they depend on him way too much, and he's so injury like one thing could just ankle step on the ankle, jump wrong, land wrong, boom, and their season is over. So not elite, not elite, not elite. Their defense is good, um, but anytime your whole world is surrounded around one player, even though don't get me wrong, Maxi is a beast or whatever, but we can see that he's not ready to put a team on his back yet. Like that's why Joel has to do the 40-point months and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So uh, I can't like in the playoffs. It's gonna matter. Right now, it might not matter, but if Joel is gone at any point in the playoffs, uh, it's gonna be all bad.
Um, I'm gonna call them elite.
Mm.
I'm gonna call them elite because of what Tobias Harris just did. He just dropped 37 points against the Sacramento Kings. 37 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. When you got three guys,
Dude, that's an anomaly, bro. Dog, you act like Tobias Harris does it. Doesn't he average like 17 points a game? But he's getting paid. I don't even think is he even averaging that many points? How much did he
what is he
average?
on? Let's see. He's averaging. He's averaging. Yeah, 16. No, wait, that's his career. He averaging 17 for his career, but I don't know what he's averaging in this season. But I know before this 37-point game, the very last game against the Atlanta Hawks, he put up 32, 32 and
Okay,
10 at that.
but see, this is not your normal Tobias. Once again, regular season, um, Tobias is another one of them dudes that tends to disappear in the playoffs. Defense not that great. Like these anomaly games. Okay, well, first of all, is Joel on the court during this time? Both of these games, because I didn't get a chance to watch those games.
That's a good question. You know what? Let me check.
Because anytime you get in triple team, you better be scoring 30.
I, no, he would. Joel missed the last three games.
Okay, so
But
once again, issue. Tobias, you think you can get 2 or 3 games like that out of Tobias in the playoffs?
there is not enough room on a basketball court for three guys to score 30 points.
No,
That's
I'm not
that's too
talking
annoying.
about that part. I said Joel on the court,
Okay.
team the team is dangerous, but that's the problem. They have all their eggs in one basket. I'm saying with Joel being as injury prone as he is,
Hmm.
the last couple of playoff runs he's been hurt. Can can Tobias do that on a consistent basis, knowing that he's being keyed in on? Now, once again, you got a team that you're playing 4 to 5 to 6, 7 times in a row that is strategizing to stop you now because we know Joel ain't here. So if we double team Maxi, is Tobias able to put up them kind of points and save the team? And history has shown no.
They're not elite if Joel Embiid is not on the floor.
That's what I'm
They are elite.
saying.
They are elite if Joel is on the floor. And
But
your
that's
question
why
is, he has a. You're saying he has a history of being injured. The last playoffs, he played every game in the playoffs.
he was
Uh,
hurt some of
he
those
was hurt,
games,
but he played every game.
and some of those games he played bad that he was hurt.
That's true. Um, if he's out there, when he's out there, they are elite. And like I said, he really hadn't missed the playoffs the past 2 or 3 years, um, even if he got a nagging injury. So I think the formula in today's NBA, you got to have two guys who can drop 30 and another guy who can drop 20.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid is arguably the best player in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
To with Joel Embiid, at least if he's healthy, Joel is the reason why the Sixers are at the number 3 spot. If you have a best player, a guy who's considered the best player in the league, why not lean on him? Take shots, block shots. You're one of the most talented guys in the league. I don't want you to pass the ball. Yes, we're gonna lean on you. That's what makes us so damn scary.
Yeah, but he
And,
doesn't. He's just like Parker's saying. He's known to crush in those moments when it count, though. Like he's done had them James Harden moments where we needed you, Joel, and he just didn't have it in him. He wasn't his night, whether it was in his head or he just, how some players come in and miss 2 or 3 shots and they just
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, I ain't got it tonight. Plus the impact of the game and the pressure and everything. So you miss your first couple, you like, I don't even want to. All the lights is watching, right? I don't even want to take a fourth one, but I know they counting them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like that game was one of those type of games where he just was like, and now it became a point to where he had to shoot, so he ended up scoring fairly decent. But it was more like, you are Joel. You need to at least do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a confident 30. Like, I'm busting y'all ass. Y'all can't stop me. It's more like, I gotta put this up because if I don't put up nothing, I'm gonna hear it in the papers type. You know what I mean? So also, that's what, once again, these are things. I'm looking at mental, I'm looking at defense, I'm looking at the players on the team. I'm not just saying it just because, in the record base or anything, or who's scoring the most points. I'm calculating everything and what I'm perceiving, and I don't perceive them as an elite team, being those faults that Joel have and his counterparts, one being too young and one still not proving himself.
Unfortunately, with Joel Embiid, like his story right now is, can you get out the East? So it's hard to, even though I do call them elite because Joel Embiid and the way he's playing, because he won an MVP last year, but he's playing even better this year statistically, and his leadership has shown tremendously this year. Right now, currently, he's averaging nearly 35 points and 11 rebounds. He's balling out his goddamn mind. But we'll see. We'll see. Last team, Denver Nuggets.
Well, they're the champs, so they're elite until they prove otherwise. They're elite team. Jokic is a unicorn, alien, Superman baby from Krypton that was born Russian, and like, he is baby Huey. He is everything. Like, that dude is ridiculous. I don't care
Ridiculous.
what he is. Larry Bird 3.4 5.0. Like, seriously, without the 3-point shot, but he can make threes. And to be honest, Larry didn't shoot a lot of threes. It's just when he shot them, he made them. Kind of
Right.
like the same thing with Jokic. You know what I'm saying? This dude is different, man. This man is different. That dude is different. Like, I don't like. I've seen skill by
Yeah.
a big man.
Talk on it.
That man got
Keep on it.
skills, man. That man got skills, and he does it with so much ease, and just like, take this no look, take this hook, take this ugly ass jump shot, and it's just like, and he hits you, and he goes home and plays with horses. Like, Les takes pride in whooping your ass. It's not like, hey, this is just something he does. Like, you would look in his body language and look like this is just a hobby. But no, he takes this very, very, very serious.
Yeah, G. Yeah, G.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And I appreciate it. That dude is different, man.
Yeah.
Jokic is the truth, bro. That dude is the truth. I know they done took some bad losses and stuff, yeah. But, man, you're going to go through that. You got to think you're the champs. Everybody gunning for you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to pick up yourself every night. But he doesn't fail to show up. This dude, I'm giving you a triple double every night. Let's go. And bro, he lazy as hell. It seems like he just be lumbering up to 15 rebounds, 17, 37, 15 assists. He just like, come on, bro. Why are you so raw? Like, what is going on?
Like I told you in a past episode, he was the first player to lead the entire NBA playoff in points, rebounds, and assists, and no other player has ever done that. Now, he was the first player ever. I want to say it was through 20 games, through 30 games, to lead the entire NBA in points, rebounds, and assists. No player has ever done that. Jokic is
Yeah,
special.
yeah,
Jokic is
that dude is
special.
him and
Um,
Luca, bruh,
so
bruh.
Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. got that strap on him. Aaron Gordon just
It's
bust
cold.
our
Go ahead, go ahead.
Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon dropped 30 on us. They got Christian
Yeah,
Braun coming off the bench. Contavious Caldwell Pope shooting the lights out. Reggie
yeah,
Jackson. Dude, they're almost
yeah.
unfair.
And they playing in that altitude, so whenever you go play them, you gotta play 2 games. You gotta play the physical game, and you gotta play them. It's
Right,
like, come on, bro.
right.
Come on,
So
bro.
yeah, they're definitely and they're the defending champions
Yeah,
for a
so
reason. So
yeah, I don't care how much they lose until they lose in the playoffs. They elite team, they the champs, man.
yeah.
On some real shit. Like, you feel me?
And on that note, we hit our hour, folks.
All right. Well, we just left it on the court. I'd like to thank everyone that joined the live for joining the live. I also need everybody to go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share all the videos that you see. We're trying to get out to the world. Also, TikTok. We're trying to reach 1,000 people so we can start going live on TikTok also. So if you guys can help that out, that would be great. Until next week, what you got? You got anything you want to say, brother?
Other than that's game.
All
That's
right.
game.
That's gang. Holla.